Hello and welcome. My name is Michelle. I am your emotional resilience coach, and it is fantastic to have you join me here today. This is a brand new channel. Please do hit like, the notifications button, share. The more people that this reaches, the better. I am impassioned and feel really strongly about helping you break free from the bonds of dysfunction and trauma, and I just want you to be the hero in your own story. And if this resonates with you, please hit like and subscribe. All right, so today I'm going to be chatting specifically to my codependents, my fellow fawns. All right, I am a recovering codependent. I work really hard. I've come from a traumatic background, and I have spent the last 2 and a bit years really focusing on new tools, new ways of being, new thoughts to break me out of those patterns of dysfunction that just were not serving me. And today I'm going to chat about one of them, which is going to be a little bit hard, and it is very difficult for a fawn to do. So brace yourselves, but it really is a life changer. And that is weeding out of your life all the things that do not serve you. All right, you're going to know what those are. You're going to sit down and you're going to make a list. You need to be real. You can't be in denial. You need to be honest with yourself and say, does this or does this not serve me? Start with small things. Start with things like maybe watching too much TV, or maybe spending too much time locked up on your own and just ruminating. What is it that keeps you stuck? Maybe it is social media. Maybe it is eating the wrong foods consistently all the time. Maybe it is a dysfunctional relationship that does not have strong boundaries. You will know the answer to these things, all right? You need to spend some time just chatting to yourself, figuring out what is it that I need to break out of. And just choose one, all right? We don't have to change all of it overnight. And the beautiful thing is that when you focus on one and when you concentrate on one and you are committed and consistent in focusing in one area of your life, the natural ripple effect is that it will start affecting the other areas of your life. And that is the beauty of this. So you don't have to do a huge overhaul. Just start with one area. Let's just commit for the next 30 days and let's see where this goes. Where is this going to take you? So maybe it is social media. I'm going to use that as an example. So often what happens is we already feel we're pretty defunct. We already feel that there's something wrong with us. We already feel that we're not enough, all right? This is not uncommon. This is a worldwide phenomenon. But when you are a fawn, it feels compounded. It feels just that much more intense. It feels like nothing we ever say or do is going to be good enough. Even when we are doing it, in the process of it, we think this is going to be it. There's that noise in our head, that inner critic all the time saying, no, you're wrong. This is not it. This is not it. We self-doubt all the time. We question everything. We just live in this prison in our minds of just dysfunction and chaos and a lot of heartache. And I'm hoping that this can help you shift out of this place. All right. So already as it is, our brains are wired this way, all right? We were programmed this way. Your trauma, the experiences you had in your childhood, if you've got CPTSD, what you most likely have experienced is a programming that has made you believe that you're not good enough and you're never going to be good enough no matter what you do. Now, in the world, what's going to happen is we're going to get these messages that are going to confirm this for us and going to say, yeah, you know what? You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to be pretty enough, thin enough, fun enough, have a nice enough house, whatever, fill in the blank where you don't feel enough. You're never going to be successful enough, a good enough wife, mother, child, sibling, friend, whatever that area is that really is hard for you, that you struggle. All right. And because I deal particularly in relationships, I'm going to end up with that example. But for now, let's talk about social media. So you're on social media and you're having a look and you're scrolling through, and what your brain is seeing is everybody's best, because it's a highlight reel, compared to what's going on in your head is your worst. And you're thinking, I am never going to measure up. I am never going to be like these people. And I know it's going to sound a little bit extreme, but start by unfollowing the people or the pages or the sites that leave you with that feeling of, oh, I'm just never going to measure up. Just for now, this is something you can relook in 30, 60, 90 days time, but just for now, start unfollowing anything that makes you feel like you are not enough. These are messages that are coming at you all the time, reinforcing this message for you, and we want to weed them out. We want to get rid of them, all right? Limit your time on social media if you can't do that. Only allow yourself a certain amount of time. We need to become disciplined. If we are going to break out of these chains, if we're going to step into our power, we're going to have to make friends with discipline. We're going to have to say, you know what, this is what I want. I'm going to give it a go for the next 30 days. Let me try it out and have a look. Come back after those 30 days and see the difference it has made in your life. All right. Give yourself the space to reconnect with who you are. Give yourself the space to allow yourself to fill in for you the goodness and the joy and the beauty and the wonder that you want in your life. When you start weeding out the negative, when you start weeding out the ugly, the hard, the difficult, the things that bring you down, you are allowing that room in your life. You're allowing that space for you to experience and fill it with something of your choice, an intentional living, an idea of this is what I want instead. This is what I want to believe about me. You might be saying affirmations and you might be spending some time in the morning meditating and telling yourself all these things about you that you want to believe. And then you stand up and you get up and you carry on with your day and you're going to be bombarded with the opposite messages. So you've got to get really, really picky. And I know that when it comes to relationships, this can be incredibly hard. But you want to be really picky about who and what you allow in your life. Not to be mean, not to get back at people, not to be ugly, not to point fingers, not to lay blame, none of that. What we're wanting to do is we're wanting to create that safe space within ourselves and within our environment and within our lives where we allow positivity, goodness, where we allow and encourage experiences in our life that tell us that actually we are good enough and it is okay and we're doing all right. If it is a dysfunctional relationship, please do go and have a look on my videos on boundaries. What you want to do is maybe you want to set up really strong boundaries for the next 30 days. If this feels like this is terrifying and you don't know if you're going to do it, just tell yourself, this is just for 30 days. This is just an experiment to see how I feel at the end of this process, all right? Or maybe you are already there and you're thinking, I'm going to cut ties for the next 30 days entirely and see how I feel at the end of it. Give yourself these 30 days to do that. Be consistent. And what I mean by that is when we plant our seeds, we now need to nurture it, all right? We're weeding out. We want to put in something good. We want to replace it with something, and we want to be intentional with what we replace it with. If we're not going to be intentional, it could end up being a little bit of a mess, and we could end up drawing the same back into our lives because there is that space. So be intentional about what you do want. I want to get to know me. I want to spend time with me. I want to build a relationship with me. How do we grow our confidence? By just pushing out all that noise, pushing out everybody else's opinions, getting to know who you are, reconnecting with yourself. If nothing else, I think what happened during the pandemic of 2020 is that what was already there was magnified for so many people. And this is a beautiful opportunity for you to just connect with yourself and say, well, what do I want? How do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And what can I do to aim for that? All right, we're going to clear out our garden. We're going to weed it out a bit, and we're going to start with one thing. Maybe it's too much sugar. Maybe it's too much time on social media. Maybe it's too much time with the wrong people. And we're going to limit that as much as we possibly can. If you can, you're going to cut ties entirely with it. Sometimes that just feels like a huge leap and it feels so scary, and we just set ourselves up for failure. So start slowly. Start with something that you can do to bridge it bit by bit. You're going to find that your confidence is going to increase, your creativity is going to increase, the love for yourself is going to increase because you are filling it with goodness. Give yourself the gift of reconnecting with who you are At the end of the 31 days, you can come back and you can have a look and you can decide what worked, what didn't work, and be fair, be honest, and just sit with yourself and look at the results that you have achieved after these 30 days. Be consistent, little bit every single day. It is amazing what small and simple things produce in our lives. Let me know in the comments if you are game, if you're going to do this for the next 30 days. Let me know what it is. I'd love to support you. I'd love to encourage you through this journey. It can be scary. It can be daunting. It can be overwhelming. But what I did in 2020 was I cut down my personal, I didn't cut down on my business page, but on my personal page is Facebook, and I cut down on that. I think I visited Facebook 4 times in the entire year. And I must tell you, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I've missed so much. What's going on? And in those 4 times that I did check in, which was roughly once every 3 months, I found that I really hadn't missed out on anything at all. You would be surprised at the lies that your brain is telling you. You'll be surprised at the lies your brain is saying, that you're missing out on things, that things are not happening for you, that you are going to just not be informed, or whatever it is that our brains like to tell us. Give it a go. I did it last year on my personal Facebook page. Obviously, with my Instagram page, my business page was a little bit different. But there again, I was very selective on who I followed, who I allowed into my space, that I would see, that I could comment on, that I could interact with. If it wasn't good, if it wasn't uplifting, if it wasn't inspirational, I just didn't do it. I was very, very intentional about what I did and what I allowed into my space. It allows you to know that your true identity is that you are enough, and you have always been enough. Our false identity is the ego that is screaming at us, I am not enough, I will never be enough, and that just believes all the lies that it is being fed. All right, that's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and come on over to Instagram and let me know there your thoughts too. I always love to chat to you there. Have a most fantastic day.